Hi, everybody. We have a very special episode today. Not one, but two BOLD alumni are here to join us today to talk about the business idea. We have Emina Dedic and Sejla Halilbegovic from BOLD Alumni 2023 group. So hi, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well, and tell our listeners, what have you been up to lately?
Thank you, Anna, for having us. It's a pleasure to talk to you, especially about BOLD, about our team. Shayla and I, together for almost a year and a half, are working on an idea that is called My PetPal. That is an app that will connect pet owners and pet sitters. That is a place where they can search for accommodations for their pets, and also they can post about lost, found, and pets that are for adoption.
I agree with Emina. Thank you for introducing us and for introducing My PetPal. I would just add that the vision is just bringing up together a pet community and building that community from the scratch, because currently in our country that community is existing, but there is no app similar to ours. So we are on to making something really new.
You guys have met during Innovation Nation, and My PetPal kind of grew from Innovation Nation. But can you tell us a bit more about how did you stay committed to a joint vision, and maybe in the initial stages, how did your visions of PetPal differ?
Okay, maybe I can answer it. From initially, our idea was just to make something for lost animals, because just like walking down the street or for faculty or for a job, you will see at least in our country, many missing animals posters, and I really find that sad. And there's not much we can do about it, because you can post it on social media or on some other, or I don't know, Instagram or Facebook, but there's not much more you can do about it. So making integrated platform where you can really build the pet community and put that really effort into making something new, and helping not just people but also their animals, and sort of making this world, I would say, a better place in that way. And on the other hand, we noticed while we were working on that side of the app, which is called Lost and Found, we noticed that there is definitely a need for finding accommodation for your pet. Me as a pet owner, I really have that problem. Like every weekend, every weekend there's that problem. So here it goes. Like it would be really perfect to have that pet B&B app, so I can find and really trust someone to let them have my pet, to take care of them. And Emina can maybe tell you a story where she was like pet sitter. So we really do complement each other. I'm pet owner and she was pet sitting. So yeah.
Yeah, I would like to add regarding the vision that we mentioned, that definitely something that connected us even more to work and devoting our time and energy into developing this idea is that we've seen beyond let's say most people want to develop some business idea so they can earn money, but really from deep of our heart we wanted to make something that will connect all pet owners firstly in one place and build that community where they will have this like a safe place where they can communicate with each other, but also bring pet sitters in that story. So I would say that's somewhere where we connected the most, our commitment to fulfill that vision. I think it's really important in business and developing a startup that you don't only think about money, but you have to have something that motivates you. And that is something that motivated us. Like when we go out and talk to pet sitters, talk to pet owners, talk to people that have shelters where they feed and take care of pets. It's really something unique, and it's a really loving community, I would say.
Let's talk about how did you build a partnership amongst each other. So if you heard the well-known statement that Philip always makes is having a co-founder is like being in a marriage. What was your take on it? What has your partnership been like in the last year and a half?
I agree with that statement that it is like being in marriage. I don't know how it is to be in marriage, but I would say it's really, you have to wisely choose your partner as much as you need to wisely choose your marriage partner. And you really need to have that aspect of marriage of understanding the person, helping that person be some kind of way of support system for your partner, understanding their I don't know, goals, what they are like, personal vision, and what they want to achieve, what they can and they cannot do. I think that's a really important aspect of being in a marriage, in a business.
I really agree with Emina. I would say it's just like being in unbreakable bond, because it's like marriage. I mean, we fight together, but we can never really break up. So that's it, I would say. It's at the end of the day knowing that you cannot escape fully. So it's like always keeping in your mind that you have some vision beyond, and that you have to sort of go through with it. So it's not just like, okay, we are in some sort of relationship. No, we are in a marriage. So yeah.
But as we discussed during the previous episodes of Truth Be Bold, a lot of people have decided to maybe leave their co-founders or their teams and pursue a different type of an idea. And I was wondering, how do you guys navigate conflict within your team? Especially, this is kind of a common thing that happens between co-founders or any sort of team members. How do you navigate them? How do you overcome them?
Our advisor used to say that it's just like storms. So conflict is like a storm. So you navigate through it with communication, and then it's like mutual respect and communication, you find that rainbow of solutions. So I would say really that's true. So finding that rainbow through the communications, and we learned that really since we began like working together. I think that prioritizing communication and communication, everyday communication. So not just like when we have some problem, when you have too many problems. So prioritizing to even those little things that you think that are not relevant in this moment, you don't have to leave them for later. So they will just accumulate and then explode. So yeah, really speaking from our experience, yeah, you have to really communicate a lot.
Yeah, I would add to that, Sejla mentioned our advisor at the beginning when we were still, let's say, thinking about our business idea and what it will be. We had this amazing advisor, Almedin, that really gave us advices that helped us later on when we had some conflicts. And I would say that, as Sejla mentioned, the most important thing is like, if you have some situation now, to resolve it now. Don't like wait later and something else will happen and it will accumulate, and definitely it won't turn out good. Communication is really important, but inside that communication, to really be open-minded to that person and to have understanding. There are maybe some things that your partner won't say to you that he is struggling with. Be careful with your words, and like in marriage, like don't say things you will regret later.
I wanted to ask you just about that. You said you have to have that open-mindedness. What is it something that you've learned from each other that helped each other grow? Especially you guys are in a very early stage of developing your startup, a year and a half into it. How have you kind of helped each other grow in a personal sense?
Sejla and me complement each other in a really specific way. She's a more extrovert person. I'm more introvert. So those things really affect each other. I learn from her, she learns from me. But something that I learned from her the most was to really be stubborn in the most good way, to be like stubborn and don't take no for an answer. That's something that's really unique for her.
Thank you, Emina. I would say that Emina's strength really lies in her analytical powers. So her ability to, let's say, perceive people. she has really talent for understanding individuals, understanding situations, and her insights are remarkably accurate. So that helps us a lot when it comes to our business, and both when we are deciding who to hang out with. So yeah, I would say that's something I really like about her.
That's really sweet that you guys have this kind of great compatibility and pushing each other to strive and go ahead. Can you tell me a bit more about how important it is to put your personal interests aside for the sense of a grander vision? Because I'm sure both of you have different things you wish maybe My PetPal would go towards, but you actually decide on a common vision and you stick to that. What would you advise to anybody starting their entrepreneurial journey? How do you negotiate that?
I would say it's definitely difficult. Everybody has, it's like we have this great vision that we both share, but we also have our personal visions and goals that we want to achieve. And I think it's really important inside that business idea that we respect this vision, that we have this global vision of the idea, but also inside that idea to find ways how to fulfill our goals. So we both have other things that interest us, but we want to like help that idea grow. So it's really important inside that business idea to find things that we want to do and that would make us happy.
Would you be interested in expanding the team one day?
Definitely. I think that's something that we cannot avoid.
Yeah. And
development side, we are always prone to that.
looking for developers, anybody listening, please text Emina or Sejla. One important thing we forgot to mention, that both of you are currently in your studies. You're both having different types of employment. One is doing an internship, one is currently working a full-time job. How do you strike a balance between everything? What would be your advice to anybody that is handling too many things at once and still remaining committed to your startup?
The advice is to keep it going, and that you cannot achieve everything at once, but you have to prioritize. And even though you can put your, I don't know, you can put your startup at one time on your priority list. I mean, it's always on your priority list, but it cannot always be your number one priority, and that you have, and people have to understand that, because we have jobs, we have also our faculty and everything. So working on it, but balancing it with everything, because you can't really just do one thing. You have to really find a balance everywhere.
For us, it is really important, even though we have a lot of things to do in our lives. Like you said, someone is working, we have our studies, but to keep our like personal relationship alive, we always know what is happening in our lives. We always text each other, we always go out, even though we don't maybe have time to work on our idea. We are always there for each other in this personal sense.
That's great to hear. Last but not least, what would be your one advice to anybody starting their startup right now?
Just do it. I would say it's basic, but it's just that you have to really do it. So even though if it fails, it's still something that you did. So it's never failure. It's only a lesson, I would say. So definitely doing anything you want and setting your mind free, because in, I don't know, 10, 20 years, you will not be regretting you will not be regretting doing something. You can only regret something that you didn't do. So that's what I would suggest.
Yeah, I would say something similar to what Sejla said. I would say take every opportunity you have. Everything you can, do it. Like maybe it won't make sense in that moment, like do that, but every opportunity leads to another one, and you will definitely meet some people that will help you one day, and that part of like networking, it's really important. So I would say like opportunities.
Thank you both so much for joining us today. I really hope to see PetPal well and alive soon enough in an app or via website link. And thank you for sharing your wisdom about navigating different partnerships, especially within a young startup. So speak to you soon and hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Anya.